Hi everyone, Adam here, and time for a video, and today I'm ranking the Indiana Jones movies. Our local cinema was recently playing the original trilogy, and for me it was good to see him on the big screen once again, although I'd never seen Temple of Doom on the big screen. So that was fun, but I thought I'd rank all four in the franchise and what I think of them. And probably, I think like a lot of people, my least favourite is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. After waiting many years for the character to come back, was kind of disappointing. There were aspects I liked to it. I kind of like the fact they changed the time period to the 1950s. Kind of makes sense with Harrison Ford getting older. And bringing Marion back, it was a nice touch. Not that she had a great deal to do in that movie, unfortunately. And Mutt's not a lot of people like Mutt. And most of the supporting characters weren't that interesting either. Even though they're all great actors. And the villain was bland. Even Cate Blanchett, who was a great actress, her villain just wasn't that memorable or scary. Because I just watched this recently again after watching all the other ones, and yeah, time has not been kind to it. And I really didn't have a problem with the whole nuke the fridge. I mean, this series has had a few over-the-top moments, so I'm okay with that. The vine swinging with the monkeys, not sure what that was. And of course, let's talk about the aliens, or as they're referred to in the movie, interdimensional beings. What? And what was their power? Knowledge. Ugh, it's so stupid. And look, I will say, technically it's well made, but some of the CGI effects look so much like CGI effects. And look, on the old ones they used a lot of matte paintings and that type of thing, but a lot of the stunts were done for real or practically. But in this you can usually tell where it's CGI. And what was with those gophers? Okay, next. Coming in at number 3 on the list is Temple of Doom. Well, don't get me wrong, I do like this. I don't think the story's as strong as, well, my number 1. Yeah, although I thought Short Round was a nice addition. Willie Scott is a very divisive character. Some people think she's just annoying and screams throughout the movie, which she does scream a lot. And some people like her. And yeah, I mean, the story's a lot darker than the original. And this is actually a prequel too, so. But it does have some good action set pieces. The minecart chase and the plane raft off a cliff. Ridiculous, but kind of fun. But still, Harrison Ford's still good in the role. But I will say this, Molaram is an excellent villain. He's kind of got a terrifying presence to him. Most of the Indiana Jones movies have usually pretty decent villains, except for the Crystal Skull. At number 2, Last Crusade. I really enjoy this one with Donovan. He's a very interesting villain in that he's kind of smug. And also Elsa, who starts off as a love interest. And then we find out she's working for the Nazis. It's kind of a different take on the other female characters. And there's also that great chemistry between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. Sean Connery playing his fuddy-duddy father, which actually gives it some funny moments. I think this is probably the funniest Indiana Jones. I mean, you can almost say it's part comedy, but there's still some decent actions. I love the tank chase scene in this movie too. But there's a lot of good action scenes. I mean, most of the Indiana Jones films have fantastic action scenes. And also the opening prologue with River Phoenix as a young Indiana Jones, where they do kind of a really cool visual storytelling by giving the origins of all his trademarks, from the scar to the whip to the hat. And of course it was the basis for the Young Indiana Jones TV show, which is a very underrated TV show. If you can find it, it's worth checking out if you like Indiana Jones. And at number 1, for me, Raiders of the Lost Ark. From that opening moments with the boulder, which is just a classic cinema moment, to some great villains in Belloc, who, what I like about Belloc is he's very similar to Indy. And he even pointed out in a conversation that it'd just take a nudge to make Indy like Belloc. And of course, Tote the Nazi, who's another really good villain as well. He's just ruthless. It also has some great supporting characters, and John Rhys Davies, great as Sala. And of course Karen Allen as Marion Ravenwood. She's a tough, feisty character who takes no crap. And of course there's that great climax where they open the Ark and where people's head explodes or they melt. And it's awesome. I mean, for me, the reason I love it so much is something I saw as a kid when it first came out, which I'm showing my age a little bit here, but it was one of those movies that has a lot of nostalgia for me, and seeing it on the big screen once again was just so good. Alright, so that's just my ranking. Let us know what you think in the comments below, or let us know your ranking of the Indiana Jones movies. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam, and I'll see you again soon.